da drin. Das ist für einen alten Mann nicht ganz gut aufgearbeitet.
75 Jahre und das macht er wie ein Jungspund. Hält auch übrigens die Youngster im Feld ja auch ordentlich hinter sich. Da helfen natürlich die PS unter der Haube. Aber wie hart ist es wirklich auch bei den Temperaturen im Cockpit?
Also wenn er 3-4 Runden hat, hast du 70 Grad da drin. Und dann musst du schon dir das ein bisschen einteilen. Aber nichtsdestotrotz ist es so geil, mit dem Ding zu fahren. Ich freue mich über jede Runde.
Sehr cool. Uns macht auch genauso viel Freude dazu zu schauen, Peter, aber da muss man echt richtig fit sein. Ja, und es ist schön zu sehen, dass du uns dieses Auto hier immer wieder gekonnt um den Kurs studierst.
Schauen wir mal, wenn es weitergeht.
Sehr gut, danke Peter Münke. Glückwunsch nochmal. Übrigens, gestern hatten wir eine super Situation, da wurdest du ja nur von deinem eigenen Sohn geschlagen. Ihr standet hier Family Affair mäßig auf dem Podest.
Das war schon ein wirklich harter Kampf, schwieriger wie heute, aber am Endresultat ist es ja für mich keine Schande, von Stefan geschlagen zu werden. Der war Vize-Weltmeister und alle diese Dinge zig mal 13 Mal im Moor gefahren. Also wenn ich den putzen würde, dann müsste ich jetzt nochmal neu anfangen.
Genau, also sehr schön. Danke nochmal Peter Mücke. Und wenn wir jetzt schon mit dem Sieger gesprochen haben, wollen wir uns auch den Youngster vornehmen. Das ist so ein schöner Kontrast. Ja, 75 Jahre und hier 23, glaube ich, korrekt?
Ja, korrekt.
Ist der Benjamin im Feld und du hast ganz dickes Lob bekommen von Harald Groß. Ich konnte das hören, du musstest ja fahren, du hattest anderes zu tun. Er hat gesagt, er macht einen richtig guten Job da mit seinen 23 Jahren. Und offensichtlich hattest du auch irgendwie Schaltprobleme, richtig?
Nee, bei mir war alles in Ordnung, gar keine Probleme. Hab einen guten Start erwischt, direkt am Anfang, konnte an dem BMW vorbeigehen. Musste dann erstmal ein bisschen abreißen lassen und dann nochmal 2-3 Runden gepusht, kurz vor Schluss. Und da hatte der M1 dann wahrscheinlich einen technischen Effekt, den konnte ich vorbeigehen.
Alles klar, nee, weil der Harald meinte zu wissen, dass du auch noch mit Schaltproblemen kämpfst und umso besser diesen Job erledigt hast, aber ohne noch viel besser. Zweiter Platz, Gratulation, ganz toll. Jetzt sollen wir noch ganz kurz sprechen mit dem Otto Rensing als Dritten, bevor das nächste Rennen startet und es laut wird hier, Otto. Glückwunsch erstmal auch an dich. Da war jetzt auch so ein bisschen Glück mit dem Spiel, ne? Denn ich glaube, du hättest aus eigener Kraft wahrscheinlich den M1, der hier in der Boxengasse ausgerollt ist, nicht erwischt.
Das kann man so sagen, man kann aber auch sagen, dass zuverlässige Auto hat gewonnen und deswegen Kompliment ans Team, denn wie gesagt, die bereiten das Auto vor, das mehr oder weniger perfekt läuft und am Ende wird abgerechnet und da gehört das mit dazu, aber selbstverständlich hast du recht, wenn der angekommen wäre, dann hätte man keine Chance gehabt, also ich jedenfalls nicht.
Gut, aber so bist du hier als Dritter in die Boxengasse gerollt nach Zielankunft und kannst dich freuen über Platz 3. Danke Otto Rensing. Damit müssen wir uns auch schon wieder verabschieden. Es geht hier Schlag auf Schlag. Wir sind ja noch lange nicht am Ende. Das nächste Rennen steht hier quasi schon bereit in den Startlöchern. Also nicht das Rennen, sondern die Autos. Und wir wollen Ihnen das natürlich nicht vorenthalten. Viel Spaß dabei. Bis dann. Ganz kurz noch. Wichtig, in 2 Wochen unbedingt dranbleiben. Jetzt Wiedersehen mit der DTM Classic. Dann mit der DTM. Und nochmal 2 Wochen später haben wir dann auch nochmal ein Wiedersehen mit der DRM. Also Spa und Nürburgring. Einmal notieren und drauf freuen. Bis dann. Ciao.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Lotus Cup Europe Round 5 here at the Nürburgring. It's not race 2, unfortunately, because we didn't have a race 1 yesterday because of the conditions. But as you can see, the cars are already on their formation lap here, which is very, very interesting indeed, which means we get straight into the race. You don't have to listen to me waffle on, although, in all fairness, you do. You do have to listen to me waffle on, because there are still 30 minutes remaining of me talking. It's simple as that. Tamas Vizin versus Bent Ballo for the 900th time? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Cannot wait for this. Super excited for this as well. We've then got Valent there in P3. Palmer in P4. Marechal, Borgens are indeed your top 6 as it stands. So they're all lining up here. We're almost ready to get going. Tamas Vizin, Bent Ballo. It's the Lotus battle of the David versus Goliath. We see it all the time. And are we going to see an incredible battle here at the Nürburgring? 30 minutes of it, hopefully. As you can see there, the pace car at the back of the order. 20 Lotus are on the grid. I've been informed that the plural for Lotus is Lotus, so we're right. As the green flag is waved to the background here, then there's some red lights on your screen. We're about to go green light racing here for 30 minutes of action. And we are green light racing here. It's a phenomenal start from David Palmer, by the way. Daniel Palmer, should I say. Up towards turn number 1. He's up to P2 already. It's a terrible start, though, for Bent Ballo. Tamas Vizin off into the distance here already. Incredible stuff there. I think you find that Marechal is also up to P4, battling side by side then with Valent. Everybody gets through relatively nicely as well. As you can see, there's a nice cluster of cars through turn number 2. But a big winner of that situation really is Tamas Vizin. Vizin is off and gone. Palmer is up to P2. So the EXC class, there is going to be a genuine battle between those two at the front for sure. And Bent Ballo with that number 1 in this car, because he was the overall champion last season, is down into P3 here. So a bit of pressure already for the Hungarian. As we head then through the midway part of this circuit here in the Eifel region of Germany. Again, nice to see some sunshine here. We missed the first race for these cars. Unfortunately, because of the weather, it was not ideal, but just great to see how glorious it is. And I'm sure the drivers are going to make up for that with this performance here as well. So as we come up then towards that final chicane, Tamas Vizin is in P1. Bent Ballo already up to P2 then. He's managed to get back up into P2, should I say. And then the battle with David Palmer. Oh, just again, I keep getting it wrong there. Palmer finds himself in P3. Marechal in 4th position, and Valent, Borgens, Andrzejczyk, Verheist. We've then got Pettersson and Nilsson indeed getting themselves involved in a battle as well. Andrzejczyk there looking to make a move there on Borgens. Borgens run out a little bit wide. Well, absolutely gets that stuck there. Really nice move into that final corner. So there, as you can see on your screen, Vizin is in P1. Andrzejczyk just moves up 1 position ahead of Borgens. And to see nearly a lunge there actually from Marechal. Marechal in the number 52 with that yellow stripe down the middle of the car. Ultimately, nearly got it wrong there, but gets it pinned, and job is indeed done. There's the number 59 then of Nilsson. Nilsson currently in P9. Pettersson in the Como Tech car in a top 10 as it stands. In terms of the classes, though, the EXC class leader is Tamas Vizin, of course. Then we've got the GTC class winner in P2 overall in Bent Ballo. So he is indeed miles ahead then of Pettersson, who's currently down to P10. But the EXC race is very, very much a great battle to see. We've got in 3rd place overall Palmer, Marechal, Valent, Andrzejczyk, Borgens, Verheist and Nilsson. But here is your race start replay. And wow, that is an incredible start there from Palmer. He wasn't able to keep hold of P2, but look at this. Flying down towards turn number 1. But Tamas Vizin, I didn't really speak about him, did I? It's an incredible race start from him. But then it goes 3 wide and 2 wide for what will be P5. And they all filter through nicely there. Nice to see that. No, I love the nod there from the race director, by the way. Yeah, I got that right. Hit that button perfectly. Good to see as we run down in towards turn number 1 once again. And, well, there's a car off the circuit there. And I'm not too... Oh, there's contact between two Lotus then as we come up towards... That's definitely a blind spot situation around that final corner. And, well, who is that? Is that Marichal? I think Marichal's dropped all the way back in the order here. So I think that means that Villain has moved up. Yeah, Villain's in P3, Palmer now in P4, Andrzejczyk, Borgens, and then it's Marichal. So Marichal's dropped all the way down into P7. And I'm sure we'll get a little replay as to exactly what's happened there. But that could have been an absolute catastrophe because I'm not sure Marichal had any idea that Borgens was on his inside. So we come through turn number 1. Palmer runs wide then in the number 21. He's potentially going to lose out here as well. And there's a problem here. I think there might be a steering issue here because... Yeah, he's struggling to get that car turned. I think he might have snapped the front left here. Yeah, that car is absolutely struggling. That might be a race over here for Palmer. So, yeah, a bit of a controversy here. Marichal is in behind, and they were battling for position with each other. Wow, that's almost a brake check then as they come through the right-hander. Marichal's off the circuit here as well. I'm not sure how much fun they're supposed to be having here. So they come through the chicane, and Marichal... Oh, no, he leaves. Not sure Marichal's done too much wrong there, is he? Palmer jumps over the curbing here, so we go through... Oh, yeah, I don't think there's too much wrong there. Marichal may have run a little bit wide, and Palmer then has gone over that curbing. And what sort of damage have we got here? Jumps back down, and yeah, I think there must be some damage somewhere in the car. I'm not sure exactly what's happened here. But then this... Oh, no, why is he... I think he might have tried to go into the pits. He might have tried to enter the pits there. But ultimately, yeah, that's crazy. Borgens, I think, might have stopped him from going into the pits, and it's kind of worked out well here because I don't think there's anything quite wrong with Marichal's car. Palmer's car seems okay now, so I'm wondering if there's some, I don't know, some argy-bargy there and a little bit of afters from these two. As we head then down in towards turn number 1, you can see Thierry Verheyen with the 2 orange stripes down the middle of his car. A teammate there of Marichal is just up in front of him. We nearly got a shot there of the leader, plus then this group of cars. Yeah, Thierry Verheyen starting to potentially come and get involved here. So Palmer, I don't think, has any damage to the car. Marichal and Palmer, there's not much love lost between these two as well. Two of the more aggressive drivers on the grid, that is for certain. And Palmer's just able to drive away here as well. Palmer's got many podiums under his belt, very similarly to Marichal as well. Still the lead, though, for Tamas Vizin. It's 3.3 seconds from Benz Ballo, actually. Then you've got Vaillant in 3rd position. Andrzejczyk now in 4th spot as well. Vaillant's going to be loving this, by the way. He's almost been gifted a podium. And now it's all about making sure that you hold on to that. We haven't spoken about the 2110 class. We've got... Jean-Pierre Genot-Prechet, who's in P11 overall, but P1 in that class. And then we've got Lake, who is in P13 overall, and in P2 in that class. And then we've got McNulty, who's in the pits, unfortunately. David McNulty is in the pits here, so that is a race over. And then we've got a production class. So we've got McNulty, brothers, leading that one. Then we've got Goodman, Yates, Sederholm, and indeed Edwards, with Lehman down in 19th overall in the race, and down in 6th position in the production class as well. 23 minutes remain on the clock then. Tamas Vizin holds on to a Hungarian 1-2-3 as it stands then. So we've got Vizin, Benz Ballo, and then Vaillant as your 3 drivers. Palmer then trying to indeed get the car stopped there. The car is snaking them. I think there might be some sort of damage to that car, in all fairness, because it does not look stable under braking at all. And when the load's put through the steering, the car looks like it's struggling to really put the power down. And you can see under a bit of pressure here from Marichal, fighting that car through the left-hander. There we go. There's another mistake. And Marichal, his eyes are going to be lighting up here. Potential opportunity to move up into P6. And well, are we going to see some more fireworks between these two then? Down in towards turn number 5. Marichal will go late under braking. Palmer will go even later under braking. And well, they just about both get through there as well. I'm not sure that this is over, ladies and gentlemen. They've also got Thierry Verheyen behind them that will absolutely be looking to gain some positions. They've got their Nilsson and Pettersson as well, who would love some freebie points as it stands. So we've got the long run then towards that final chicane. Palmer still just about holding on to what would be a P6 Then you've got in behind Pettis, sorry, it's not Pettis, it's Nilsson. So Nilsson just in behind Verheist. Verheist has got the grey car with the orange stripes, and then you've got Marichal with the grey car and the yellow stripes. Again, teammates, as Palmer runs a little bit deep through the first part, but Marichal runs deep through the second part of that chicane, as Vizin still leads this race by about 3.3 seconds. So Ben Spallow has just found about 1/10 of a second on that lap there, closing the gap. We'll need to find a little bit more time than that to really go and put pressure on for the overall race victory here today. 21 minutes then remains. 3.3 separating the front two. Then we've got Valint still as your front three. Andrzejczyk is relatively close here. Andrzejczyk's around about 7/10 of a second behind Valint. He will be wanting to battle for that podium. We're still on board with this battle that, again, is just... it's bubbling to boiling point here, isn't it? It's going to take one potential wrong move or wrongdoing, and that could overboil. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Again, there's your leaders. The gap's still about 3.4 seconds. It's about to go down to 3.1. So Ben Spallow is genuinely finding some pace here, that's for sure. It's all about whether you can hook it up lap after lap after lap. Thierry Verheist under a lot of pressure here from Nilsson and Pettersson. The top 10 have kind of stayed in the same order quite the while now. And then you've got Geno Prochet there in that 2110 class. You can tell the difference because it's pretty much an open top, right? You can just see the head poking out of the production car, or the 2110 car. Still 3 Hungarians then at the top of your list on the left-hand side. Then there's 2 Germans, and then we've got a Swedish driver. Then it's a Dutchie, and then a Belgian. 2 more Swedes, a Frenchman, and then we've got a 4th Hungarian. And it's Rule Britannia. There's 5 of them in this race, or should I say 6? 4 of them in a row then. As we see a spin there for the number 76, that's Andrzejczyk chasing down a potential podium, makes a mistake now, and Palmer gets a position here, and so does Marichal, and so does Thierry Verheist actually. Is there going to be any more positions lost? As you can see, a potential move being made in towards turn number 1. Palmer has left that door open here, and Marichal is trying to force it to stay open and take the position. He's not quite going to do so, and Palmer lives to fight yet another day. This is, again, not going away anytime soon, this battle. That is for certain. So Vizin, 3.5 seconds. So the gap's kind of staying the same actually in the lead here. It's always Tamas Vizin and Ben Spallow. They are Lotus Cup Europe, the embodiment of it. Those two are always up there in and around the front, of course. Both multiple champions as well. Both in different classes though this season, but still can't separate them. Incredible stuff from both of them. So once again, heading towards the S's here at the Nürburgring. Gap between second and third, around about 4 seconds now as well. We've then got Borgens, who's in 4th position after the mistake made by Andrzejczyk, now down to 8th spot. So looking to potentially push Valent here for a podium, and now down to 8th. And we know in this Lotus Cup Europe, once you make a mistake and once you get out of the train of cars, it's very difficult to fight your way back. Everybody here is so accomplished and so fast. There's a mistake there from Palmer. Marichal not quite close enough to take advantage. Actually might have lost some time there. I'm wondering whether it might have been a case of he could send it through the second part here. Thierry Verheist then goes defensive into the final corner. And car number 52, which is Marichal, has got himself a drive-through penalty for causing a collision. So yes, Marichal will be going through the pit lane, and I can tell you now, it's a long pit lane. That is a penalty and a half for sure, as Bailey Edwards has stopped on circuit here as well, by the looks of things. So Bailey Edwards, I think, has stopped somewhere on circuit. I'm sure we'll get a look as to where that is. And we'll see if it's in a dangerous position as well. And Thierry Verheist, he's going to gain a spot. He's not going to be, it's kind of bittersweet really for him, because it's a teammate, but on the same flip side, it's going to be a gain position for him personally. So yeah, not the most ideal day for Marichal. And Marichal was involved in an incident with Mick Edwards at Imola, the last time I commentated on these cars. So yeah, unfortunate turn of events over the last few rounds for Marichal. And I was informed actually that Mick is very close to be back racing, which is massive positive. And if you are watching, Mick, I wish you still a speedy recovery. I know you're in a couple of weeks away, and I look forward to seeing you later on in the season. But the big misfortune for that family is that Bailey is unfortunately stopped out on circuit, and that looks like race over as well, which is a huge shame. Tamas Vizin still leading here, but 3.3 seconds, just managing that gap at this point. Although Vizin's just done the fastest first sector out of everybody here. Ballo has found some pace, to be fair, through the first sector as well. But yeah, it's just being managed here perfectly well. Marechal then is going to come through the pits and is going to lose a fair chunk of change in terms of positions. And you see how long the pit lane is. It's not really the actual pit lane that's the longest thing, it's the entry. The entry is the longest part of it. So through there we go. Marechal now down to 10th position and will more than likely jump out the top 15 here. But freebies again. Thierry Verheist up to 6th position. Palmer's now got zero pressure on him, really. He's going to be able to indeed really push away and not have to worry about fighting anybody. It looks like Andrzejczyk is starting to make inroads back on the pack there. He was battling for a P3, but now he's all the way down into what would be P10. So yeah, he's all the way down to P10. So that's Marechal. So Marechal P10. Andrzejczyk's back up to P7. So he is fighting his way back through the pack here. But then the next driver is Thierry Verheist. A lot of experience with these cars, of course. And then we've got Palmer up into P5, not really able to catch up to Borgens. So Borgens doing a sensational job of holding on to P4, not really got enough pace to catch up to Valent. But this is the battle for the lead, and I think with 15.5 minutes left to go here, Bence Ballo might have saved something with these tyres because he is going a lot faster than what the race leader is. On a previous lap, to be fair, Vizin managed to gain around about 0.2 of a second, but this time round, it looks like Bence Ballo's going to grab 0.3 and a bit of change here. He's not quite put sector 3 in, and we'll find out exactly how much he's gained here on this lap time. And it's another 0.3 of a second here. So Bence Ballo now 3.2 behind. We're seeing a battle here as well in the background. So that's Pettersson, who's just lost out here, actually, hasn't he? Yeah, so Pettersson. We've got Andrzejczyk dropping further and further back as well. So it looks like we've seen some misdemeanors there once again. And then you've got Georgi Ballo in the 113 into P10. So Marechal is in P12. Again, it's the timing sort of figuring itself out, but considering the drive-through penalty. The number 76 then runs so deep there. And that's how wide the corner is. Still managing to keep it between the white lines. It doesn't lose another position, but it's just going really from bad to worse here from Andrzejczyk down to P9. Was looking to make some inroads after that mistake made earlier on, but ultimately it's not going too well. As Ballo then trying to make a move here for a top 9. It's currently in the top 10, but not quite close enough to take advantage. But I'm wondering now if Andrzejczyk might have some damage to that cut, because for the last sort of 2 sectors hasn't looked really that quick. Palmer, by the way, just put the fastest lap of the race in. A 37.394. Where's that come from? That's come from out of absolutely nowhere. And he's just gone green through sector number 1 as well. So watch out for Palmer in a Skeena Equestrian GFS racing team. Absolutely flying here. To gain 10 seconds to get a podium, it's going to become very difficult indeed. But maybe could gain some positions here, as we do indeed see some lapping going on. As Marechal has just gained 1 more position here. It's moved up past Lake. And also got past McNulty as well. So Marechal's on the recovery drive here. Needs to try and get into that top 10. Blue flag's being waved here as well with the back markers. You've got the 2110 leader coming through of Geno Prochet. Lake now still holding on to P12 actually. Marechal not quite got past Lake. But as we do indeed come down the start-finish straight, every single time Bence Ballo starts to close in on Tamas Vizin, Vizin then produces a magical lap, and he's just taken 0.6 of a second out. What about Palmer? What sort of lap time has he produced then? So he's just gone and done the fastest lap of the race and then gone 2 seconds slower. So Palmer maybe had to deal with some traffic there. I don't think he did, to be fair, but he went 2 seconds slower. So really strange that he could be the quickest 1 second and then lose, or 1 lap and then lose so much time the next lap. But that does say to me that there might be some damage to that car. It did look like it earlier on. Yeah, very inconsistent, to say the very least. Leader of the 2110 class then, Geno Prochet, in the JPN by Asphalt car. Just plodding along nicely. Lake is about 13 seconds behind if they want to be battling for the race victory overall in the class. But if we're going to talk about classes, EXC right now, Tamas Vizin, the number 81, is leading not only overall but leading that class. For GTC, it is indeed Bence Ballo that's leading that class and, of course, second overall in this race. Then we've got 5 EXC class drivers. We've got Vaillant, Borgens, we've got Palmer and Verheijst, and then Nielsen. Then the next GTC car is Pettersson, who's currently down in 8th position. Andrzejczyk then is an EXC car in 9th, and then we've got Bello, the second of our Ballos, in 10th position. Then it's the first of our 2110 class, Cheno Prochet. Marechal, who's had a drive-through penalty, he finds himself in P12 overall, and he finds himself right at the back of the EXC class. Dennis Lake, who is in the 2110, he's in P2 for the class. David McNulty, unfortunately, is a retirement from that class as well. And then the production cars, it is McNulty that leads the way there. Then we've got Goodman, Yates, Cederholm, and Lehman with Edwards. Bailey Edwards, again, it says stopped on track. We've not seen the car stopped anywhere, but I'm sure we will see the car at some point. But it is somewhere out there on the Nürburgring. 4.8 seconds then the lead for Vizin and Bence Ballo, but then we've got the other Ballo here in the number 113 trying to have a battle here with the number 76 here. So that's Andrzejczyk. So this has got the potential of a really nice battle here. I think that Andrzejczyk is struggling. I think Ballo has got a bit more pace here. Through 5 they will come. As you can see, the rear's just trying to step out. It's the track temperature really has improved over the course of the weekend. It's the hottest it's been actually so far this week. So only 10 minutes to go. Only 10 minutes left of this race. It's been a very exciting one, that's for sure. What would have been if Marechal would have stuck around Palmer? What kind of race would they have had coming up towards the end of this race? Ballo losing a bit more time in P2, by the way. Vizin still in the 38s, the only driver in the 38s, actually. There's only then 3 drivers. We've got Ballo and Vaillant, who are in the 39s. We've actually got Marechal. So Marechal currently down in P12. He's got 8 seconds to overturn if he wants to even move up into P11, which is going to be very, very difficult over the course of 10 minutes. But who knows? So we've got Toby Goodman here in the number 85 in that very baby blue livery as well. Just in behind McNulty. There's only 1.1 seconds between these, and this is actually for the lead of the production class. So can Goodman find a bit of speed here and potentially go and spoil the McNulty's party? Remember, it's not Lotus Cup Europe without some McNulty's racing. That's just how it is. That's the rules, that's the regulations. They have to be here. But it does seem that through the middle sector here, McNulty's found a bit more pace. Goodman using so much curb there. On 2 wheels, really pushing the car. I think he realises it. There's a carrot there. There's a carrot for sure. Into the pits comes Lake. So the number 8 is into the pits, and that is a done and dusted race then for Lake. Not too sure what's happened there for the Aim Shop ID Aim Tech team. But yes, that is, they've actually just parked literally on the podium. Well, we can see it on camera right now. They're on the podium right now. Unfortunately, you need to cross the line first to be able to go onto that podium. So, yeah, that's one way of getting there when no one else is able to do it because they're all still racing. But unfortunately, I'm not sure you're going to be able to keep that trophy. Tamas Vizin will want that. And maybe, with 8 minutes to go, Lake can pick up the trophy and drive off. He's got 8 minutes head start here. I'm sure Vizin will be the one that picks it up. 6.4 seconds in the lead here. And actually now getting involved with the battle for the lead of the production class here. So Goodman indeed gets out of the way. And it's a really good idea if you're in a slower class to just get out of the way. Don't cost yourself any time here. And then hope that the driver in front loses so much more time than you did. Although I think Vizin is probably going to catch... Yeah, he's going to catch McNulty here on a straight. Vizin nearly going off into the gravel there. So yeah, Goodman's done what they needed to do in terms of just don't lose too much time. Maybe you get yourself an opportunity. But yeah, it's not quite going to work out. So Vizin, with 7.5 minutes to go then, has got past these 2. The gap has come down a little bit, but of course he's had to deal with 2 cars in terms of lap track. It will be a little bit slower. McNulty then still leading the production car class. But the gap's come down. It has definitely come down, hasn't it? It's around, it was 1.6 seconds the last time they crossed the timing beam, but I think that might be a little bit less now. As they come across the line, I think we might have a really nice fight here. I think Yates is about 17 seconds behind, so not really that close in terms of battling for the lead of that class. Tamas Vizin in the number 81 with Komotech on the side of the car is in dreamland right now. This is brilliant. And once again, you can see the Benz Ballows catching up here to Yates. So it's all about just don't lose any time. Do not lose any time here. If you can let Benz Ballow go on the straight down in towards turn number 5, there might be then the opportunity for Ballow to cost time to McNulty, and then we have that battle. We want to see the battle. We do want to see a battle for the lead of this class. 100% here. And there we go. So Benz Ballow is going to get this relatively easily, and Yates is not going to lose any time whatsoever. But how much time will Ballow cost McNulty in front? That's the big question here. Vizin still 6.4 seconds in the lead. Valent, who's in 3rd position right now, is about 10 seconds clear of 4th, about 7 seconds behind Ballow. And then we've got Palmer, who we've not spoken about for a while, still lapping relatively quickly, actually, well, really quickly. Probably the 5th fastest out on circuit right now. He is P5. Borgens is the driver in the 40s, along with now Palmer, actually. They're both just a little bit slower than the front 3. And as we come then up towards the final chicane, neither of these cars lost any time. So, yeah, McNulty still got that nice buffer to play with, 5.5 minutes to go to pick up that class victory. Again, there are 4 different classes of car within the one race here, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got the EXC class, which Tamas Vizini is winning. We've got Benz Ballow, who's winning the GTC. We've then got the 2110, which is Geno Prechet, who's winning that, which is the yellow car with the open top. And then in terms of the production, it's McNulty, who is leading Toby Goodman. So those two are 13th and 14th overall, but they've got their own race as well. So a fascinating race actually here. So yeah, unfortunate for Steve Lake really, the number 8. He's no longer on the podium. He's not trying to steal any trophies, guys. Yeah, I'm having a bit of fun here, but yeah, it's a huge shame because that would have been a podium today as well. But with a DNF, the only 2110 that's going to finish is Geno Prechet. Jason McNulty though, looking to try and keep hold of that production car or that production race lead. As you can see, though, Goodman's about to be lapped once again. And that is the number 30 of Valent, who's currently 3rd overall in this race. So a podium here, and it could be a Hungarian 1, 2, 3. And as I've always said, there's always a Hungarian when it comes to racing. And in the Lotus Cup Europe, there is no truer statement. So 7.5 seconds behind Tamas Vizin. And there's another 7 odd seconds to Valent. Then we've got Borgens in 4th position. Palmer currently in 5th spot then. The Heist, Nielsen, Pettersson, Andrzejczyk. We've then got Ballow as your top 10. Geno Prechet and Marichal. How far is Marichal behind Geno Prechet? It's about 4 seconds. So needed to catch up 10 seconds in 10 minutes. Now needs to catch up 4 seconds in just under 4 minutes. So it is on. Marichal could get a P11 here. I'm not sure he's going to get any more than that, but it could be a P11. Across the line, Valent goes. This will be a very welcome podium. All the Hungarians having fun. They've got a big fan club here as well. They always have a fan club watching them. But today, at the moment, it's going to belong to Tamas Vizin. So I think we're going to have 3 laps remaining here, actually. Maybe 4. Could be 4. So not long to go here. So in terms of the production class, they are still pretty close. Goodman's about 2.4 seconds behind. Yates is then a further 19 seconds back. Then it's about 17 seconds to Cederholm. And then we've got Lehman, who is around about a minute back from them. The closest battle on this circuit right now is actually Verheist and Palmer. So Thierry Verheist is caught up to Palmer as we get a shot here of Marichal. So closing up then towards Geno Prechet. And there is the battle. This is the closest battle on circuit right now. About 0.7 of a second So Palmer, who had some really quick pace at the start, at the start of this race, it was incident filled. Then in the middle of a race was one of the fastest drivers out there, if not the fastest. And now at the end of this race, it's struggling for pace. Thierry Verheist is closing up and wants a top 5 here. The gap is definitely less than 7/10 of a second, that's for sure. 2 minutes remain on the clock here. The orange striped car of Thierry Verheist. Racing Team Lotus Verheist is named in the team. Oh, he would love a top 5 here, especially how bad the race has gone for Marichal. Palmer will be seeing that Lotus get bigger and bigger and bigger in his rear view mirror, but will he have enough to be able to defend the position once they indeed do close up? Actually, it looks like Palmer may have got a better exit there. Through the chicane, runs very wide or very deep on entry to the final corner. 2 completely different lines. And I'm wondering, did he make a mistake there? No, maybe not. The gap's relatively the same between the two of them. But this is not over for sure. One mistake away from Palmer potentially losing a position here. There you go, down towards turn 1. Palmer struggling to get that car stopped. He is really struggling to get that car stopped here. And Verheist, wow, he's as fast as he's been all race long. On the previous lap, they were, well, you could hardly separate them actually. 40.0, sorry, for Palmer, and it's a 40.1 for Verheist. As they come then through turn number 3, Palmer runs wide. You've got to try and get as far left as possible there to open up this corner. He didn't do that, and Verheist should get a better run here for sure. Down into towards turn number 5 for the sprint variant. Of course, the GP layout would have continued to the left here, but Palmer again, just taking really wide entrances through the corners. Seems to be working out. I thought it was a mistake initially, but no, I'm wrong. I am absolutely wrong. As they indeed do come through the S's here. And well, the leader is about to come across the line, and it is indeed the last lap of the race. So Vizin's just crossed the line. We've got one more lap remaining here, so the drivers we were on board with have got 1 and a bit more laps to go. It's 9/10 of a second between, or 7/10 still between the two of them, of Verheist and Palmer. But it's all about Tamas Vizin. An incredible start off the line, and just really hasn't looked backwards here at all. To beat someone like Bence Ballo by 7 seconds, you have to drive exceptionally well, because these two are so evenly matched in terms of their pace. They've been fighting for year upon year against each other. But yeah, this time out, it was all about Bence Ballo last time I commentated at Imola. It's all about Tamas Vizin this time round. 7.5 seconds then is the advantage. Still Verheist about 9/10 behind Palmer. Through turn number 5 then we will go. Oh yes, still putting on a show there, sliding the rear of that car out, using all of the curb on the exit of 5, down in towards the S's here through 6, and then indeed down in towards that right-hander of 7. And then it is the long run up the hill then through the kink for the very final time here in a race lap. And well, he's just lifted his visor up there a little bit, I think. He's already celebrating as we come in towards that final chicane. And well, it's not been the most perfect weekend for all of the drivers on this grid, unfortunately due to weather yesterday. But today, they've absolutely made up for it. Sensational race from all concerned. But not only the EXC class win here for Tamas Vizin, but overall with 1 corner to go, the number 81 for the BV Motorsport Como Tech team will take victory here in the Lotus Cup Europe. The checkered flag will drop here. Incredible stuff then from Vizin. Bence Ballo, he comes second this time round, but it is the Bence Ballo Tamas Vizin show once again. And one driver who's going to be exceptionally happy. It's Valint, took full advantage of everybody else ruining their own races, and well, picks up that podium position. Borgens then is in P4 as it stands. 2.7 second advantage last time they crossed a timing beam here, and well, he's going to give the fans some smoke here. We've got donuts. Oh, Tamas Vizin, this is what we want to see. Thumbs up in the air. Oh boy, glorious stuff here then from the Hungarian. And well, those tyres, they are super warm now. Thumbs up all the way around. What a guy. He is so happy. Oh, that's incredible. We need more people to do donuts here in Europe. They love it in America. We don't get it in Europe enough. Fair play. Checker flag is out. Marichal is still yet to cross the line. Just about does it now. It looks like Geno Prochet actually does drop a position here in the end. Does finish down at P12. McNulty does get a production class victory over Goodman. Goodman 1.1 second behind. But yeah, it does once again belong to Tamas Vizin. But in the Lotus Cup Europe, it's Hungary. Hungary are the success here. They're hungry for success, should I say, as it is a Hungarian 1, 2, 3. Arms being waved, still waving. So much passion in this championship. And here are your official race results. And Tamas Vizin P1, Bence Ballo second, Valint and Borgens are third and fourth position. Palmer and Verheist are in fifth and sixth. They've got Pettersson, Nilsson, Andrashek and Ballo. Marechal, then Geno Prochet are in 11th and 12th. Then we've got McNulty, Goodman, Yates and Cederholm. Lehman then is in P17 as the last classified driver. Lake, Edwards, and indeed McNulty did not finish the race. There's a checkered flag. There's your race winner, Tamas Vizin. Donuts when you win a race. Oh, that should be mandatory. You should have your wins taken away from you if you don't do a donut at the end of a race, I think. If you win, you should be like, no, that's it, you're P2, I'm afraid. You didn't do enough donuts. But that's brilliant. There's the trophies, nice and close up as well. What a cool race. Bence Valint then does finish in P3 with the Hungarian flag next to his name. Get used to that flag because we're going to see a lot more of it over the next 30 seconds. Bence Ballo then does pick up P2. Yet again, the Hungarian flag. But the top dog, the top Hungarian and the top Lotus Cup Europe driver today was Tamas Vizin. Again, as you can see, there's so much passion with these drivers.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the podium ceremony for the Lotus.
So we'll just leave you now with the podium ceremony.
And we're going to start here at the Nürburgring. We are starting with our third place driver.
If they are here, yes. And I call to the podium our third place driver, Bence Ballo. Congratulations.
Trophies are presented from Stuart Croucher, the multi-sport manager of Lotus. And I call our second place driver onto the podium. It's Bence Ballo. Congratulations. And our winner
For the Sunday race at Nürburgring is Tamas Vizin. Congratulations.
He gets his trophy as well. And now to honor our winner on the podium, we
Listen to the national anthem of Hungary. Thank you very much, guys. Please get together for the photo. And I've heard there's plenty of more podium ceremonies, but you do it by yourself, as there are many classes in the Lotus Cup Europe. Thank you very much, guys. And now it's time for a selfie. Everyone smiles, and here we are. Gentlemen, the champagne is yours.